Slitty again. All right. Turn the volume down on that. Mute that. Minimize it. That. Got it.
Fuck, wait, what happened to me?
I don't know. He probably had to step away for a second. I don't know. I ain't gonna start just yet. I'm gonna try to let niggas populate the chat. Oh, you had to eat. You had to get some sustenance.
One that type of time too.
Ain't
cracked nothing yet.
I'm back one day. Y'all back with me?
Yeah.
Sure.
We'd be like Russell Westbrook.
Oh, we got the homies in the chat. Nas the GOAT was good. Harry H was good. Manifest 13 was good. Curtis Black was good. Oh man. Happy Sunday, happy holidays and all of that. I don't know if y'all grilling.
Happy holiday.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna grill them all, but you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I knew I forgot something. I gotta plug my shit in. Fuck. Where's my plug? Let me get my plug.
Nigga Sin. Yo, you would have thought Sin was wild prepared, bro. This nigga is unprepared.
Ready to go. Curtis Black, what up?
Oh man. Fellas, we gonna start off in a second. You know what I mean? We gotta get everybody let themselves get themselves situated.
Okay.
I mean, we gotta get into this. Appreciate y'all
Nas
pulling
the
up with
GOAT.
us.
Harry H, Manifest.
The usual suspects in the Billy.
Yes, sir. We see y'all. Yeah.
Oh man. Nas the GOAT said I got up and grilled early, respectfully.
Coffee grill early.
In that sun though.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm on a grill tomorrow. I'm gonna throw some ribs on there tomorrow and shit. Light work.
And the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Out the game this year. I see y'all in 2023 with the grill.
Facts. I ain't. Oh, you gotta do that, bro. I'm getting my chops up because you know what I mean. Grilling is an art form. Giving niggas charred food and it's undercooked on the inside is a no go. It's a non-starter. I mean,
bad business.
Unnegotiable. Non-negotiable. All
right, let me know when y'all ready. We could take off. I already got my picks. But my pick, I'm just hoping that somebody. I got a pick and a backup pick in case somebody take my shit. But
okay,
I'm just waiting for Cinder to give me the green light.
Yeah, I have several picks. Yeah. Let's cook, man.
All right, bet. What's good, people? It's the Rap Round Table. Your boy Jav here, alongside Sincere the Rap Snob, alongside Diddy the Balance, alongside the homie Mace. We're in the building. Happy 4th of July weekend. We appreciate y'all pulling up with us. And I put out a post about 2-3 weeks ago asking, the people of Gotham, as I call y'all, what would y'all like us to talk about on the Rap Round Table? And one of the topics that came about, I guess this came about around the time I was arguing about Kendrick Lamar being a flop. What artists had the best follow-up after an album that's considered a flop? So before we make our picks, I figured, we could get into what exactly a flop is.
Yes.
So
you gotta define that because apparently y'all can't keep up with a consistent definition of what a flop is.
Yo, I can't stand this thing.
So we gotta talk this out and come.
We don't gotta talk shit out. We told you exactly what we meant when it came to Kendrick. Do not start this already, bro.
I mean,
already,
bro.
We need a consistent definition, man.
That's what we're here for.
All right, let's get
since you're still so triggered about this into July, Kendrick dropped in May, bro. Yeah, I mean, what do you think? What do you think a flop is, or can we get to a clear and concise middle ground of what a flop is?
I think, as is the case with a lot of our discussions, like we have to strike a good balance between like the critical reception and the commercial aspect of it, the sales stats, right? But it's got to be balanced. It can't be like. There's albums that collectively in the hip hop community we consider classics, but they didn't sell well, right? I know somebody already, like when we put the post up announcing this live, somebody went in the comments and said Illmatic. I'm sorry. It was written. It was written.
The truest. Don't take him seriously when it comes to Nas. Okay.
Exactly. But they said it was written because Illmatic was a commercial flop. But we can't call Illmatic a flop because it's Illmatic, bro. Like, come on. So we got to strike a balance. Like, you know what I mean? It got to be somewhat commercial. You know, it could be critically acclaimed without commercial success, or you know, commercial success without the critical acclaim. You know, and then like, but if collectively we felt like, you know what I mean, this just didn't live up to the hype, then, you know, we call it a flop.
That's fair. Deanie, what you think,
bro? Exactly what Sin said. I think the reception matters. How we embrace the album sonically, how we embrace it as a culture, and it's got to move units too, because if it's got to get off the shelf in order to be embraced. You got to be moved, and that matters.
So, all right.
But I'm willing to lean more towards the critical aspect of it. You know what I mean? Because this is us. This is hip hop. This is the culture. You know what I mean? Like there's again albums that we consider, you know, classics, masterpieces, or damn near. You know what I mean? But just because they didn't sell, that doesn't mean that it was a flop, because critically it was accepted well.
And I think we should also have different criteria for different artists. Like if we're talking about Lupe Fiasco, we might be talking about 50 Cent in a different way when we're talking about a flop after, you know what I mean?
I think we kind of all agree. If you're an artist that's not a big units mover, when we calling your album a flop, I feel like people should start understanding the obvious. If Pusha T never went platinum as a solo act, just to throw Pusha T out there as an example, don't fiend in the comments. If he never went platinum, if we say his album is a flop, it has nothing to do with stats. We consider him a contemporary master of the craft. Like he's the best at what he does, or one of the best at what he does. So if we say his album is a flop, it's because he didn't deliver musically what we expect him to on that particular level.
Conversely,
okay, go ahead.
Conversely, if you had a better project that sold less, and then you had a whacker project that sold more, I still would consider that a flop too. You get what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Let's say like you drop like Mos Def dropped Black on Both Sides, and it sold what it sold, and then he dropped pretty much like a Drakey-esque album, that shit flew off the shelf. I still would consider that a flop.
So you call it a critical flop?
Because the music is taking the hit now.
So it's a critical, basically what Cinder's saying, a critical flop. Well, that's what I mean. Like, it depends on the act. Like when we argued about Kendrick Lamar, when we said it was a flop, the flop was about stats. It was not about the music, because considering his trajectory, Sincere, he went up each time, right? 600K first week, all the variables at play. There was physical sales. There was still a little bit of physical left around 2017, but majority of his work was with pre-sales and streaming. Nevertheless, and then he went down to, I believe it was 280 and some change, and close to 290. That's over 300K on the drop off. Like, how can we not call that a statistical flop for Kendrick Lamar after 5 years? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's an argument.
That's been the argument.
That's an argument.
That's the one you've been fighting
the whole time.
But I mean, my counterpoint was that looking at the landscape this year, I think like there's been a severe drop. I don't know if there's been a change in the way the units are being counted, but everybody's had they've all fallen off the cliff.
Yeah. Yo, something is different about the units that's being moved, bro. Because everybody, it's like Chris Brown just dropped and he only did 70K first week. Is it the removal of physicals that's really making this much of a difference?
I couldn't even imagine that would be it, because like who's really like within the last 5 years, who was really going to, you know, find CDs somewhere? Like,
well, I know, like when I listen to the Joe Budden podcast, pardon me, y'all, I'm trying to tag some people on Facebook groups so they can pull up, because they usually rush it once we tell them about it. But I noticed like on the Joe Budden pod, he talks about the difference between us going to Apple Music and downloading the album and actually going and spending $10 to buy the album, still using his device.
Right.
So I'm wondering if Apple Music and a Spotify's, people just realizing, why am I buying this album outright when I get to stream it, paying $10 a month on these streaming platforms.
Yeah, it's possible.
That might be it. You hate to see it. But we're doing all of this basically so that when we make our picks, because I'm pretty sure at this table, it's going to be a balance somewhere between statistical flop and critical flop. We wanted to let y'all know like how we're coming so that there's no confusion because y'all be ready to curse us out every time we do something. Like, so it's like, let's give you the instruction manual before we start talking as opposed to talking after the fact. You know what I mean? But with that being said, who would like to go first? Should we do a coin flip? I don't want to go first. I'll tell you that right now. Dini, you want to go first? Sin, you want to go first? Second. Mace holding out. He don't want to go first.
I'm not going first this time.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll set the trend, man.
My nigga Dini.
Yo, Nostradamus to Stillmatic.
Okay. Yeah. Tone set.
As far as you got to remember, IM came before that, and even though IM was on like every African carpet from here to like Texas, she still did some numbers.
African carpet from here to Texas.
Yo, I mean, it did 470 in the first week.
Yeah. I mean,
this is back when physicals.
Imagine if it wasn't bootleg. That's crazy.
You see, that's why I get mad when certain Nas fans act like he was some underground hero. Nas is a fucking superstar.
Nas was cooking.
This bullshit. Yeah. A lot of y'all be really fronting like he underground. Nas ain't never been underground, bro. Stop.
Nas been moving units for quite some time.
Whole career. What did Illmatic do? Maybe Illmatic's the only one that didn't probably move a big number.
I don't think that was big.
It's all like a few like. I think first week was like tens of thousands. I don't think it even cracked 100,000.
Yo, they be talking like Nas. Nas was in Nas was in Belly, one of the biggest moments in hip hop history. Y'all act like he was underground.
Right. And not just in there. He was a vital character to the. You get what I'm saying? But when Nas dropped Nostradamus, it debuted at number 7 on the 200, and it was number 2 on the rap charts. It sold 232 its first week, and it went platinum. So that's a dip down from the double platinum. I Am.
He had a lot of promo during that time too. They was pumping him that year for him. He was on the radio a lot. It was a lot of Nas Chatter, the Hate Me Now video.
It was a big deal.
You know what I mean, it was a big deal.
Illmatic sold 60,000.
60. Ooh. 60,000. That was the underground classic.
Different time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you go from that to just 2 years later, you got number 5, which is better from the number 7 on the 200, and it was a number 1 hip hop album. 342 its first week, and it went on to go 2 times platinum, which is double the sales from the album prior.
Okay.
So that's better, and it was way better received it's a better album. Not shitting on Nostradamus. Right. But Nostradamus is probably one of Nas' worst. There's a couple.
Hey, it's all right with me, man.
I got my 2 from there. Every album give me 2 joints that I live with. But
it's got a few joints.
Yeah, I need that on the T. It's I mean, sonically, Stillmatic to Nostradamus is, I mean, light years of a jump. Like hip hop culture was set on that shit with songs. Like, I mean, one of hip hop's greatest diss records. The shit was culminated from one of hip hop's greatest feuds. You get what I'm saying? That shit's all from the long standing shit with Jay-Z.
And it was a big feud because Nas was a superstar. He wasn't just some schmeg. He wasn't H Money Bags or
he was
motherfucking J.O. Felony or some or the nigga that Hov was dissing on the Mind Right remix from Uptown. Rich and Poe, whatever them niggas was. I don't remember their name right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nas was a superstar. So 2 heavyweights, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, like, it was a big deal.
Look at the producers he worked with. Diddy stepped in there. Like this is not some regular guy.
Nas ain't never been a schmeck, bro. Be clear.
Yeah, that's my pick.
That's John talking.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is John. Niggas be acting like, I'm not a Nas fan. I am a realist. I live on Earth. All right, Sincere, jump in, bro.
All right, I'm gonna go a little bit more underground with my pick because I had a few. I had a few that was in contention. I think we really got to talk about the upswing that came from Common after he dropped Electric Circus and then dropped B right after that. Right.
Because Kanye.
Because man, and I wanted to the whole Kanye aspect of it is definitely part of this conversation. Electric Circus. Now I've gone on record here on this table. I like Electric Circus. I don't think it's whack by any stretch. Obviously, Common at the time creatively went left A lot of people did not follow him. They couldn't see the vision. They didn't know what kind of sound and image he was going for. He was wearing the crochet pants,
the kufi.
He was he was wearing like every color in the rainbow. Erykah Badu had him sprung out. Like, it was crazy. It was a crazy time for Common, and a lot of people
vagina, bro.
Yeah, man. A lot of people. So coming from Resurrection, and then One Day It'll All Make Sense, and then Like Water for Chocolate, like everybody was like, yo, I can't wait to see what Common's gonna do next after he got it together with Dilla, did Like Water for Chocolate. Then he drops Electric Circus, which was like just like all over the place, right?
Right.
And yeah, people just gave up on him. Like critically, like, the Common wasn't a big units mover, but like the critical reception and the reception amongst the hip hop community was like, yo, we lost Common, yo. Badu done put a spell on him. That's it. It's a wrap for him, right? The Come Close video didn't help. Again, I didn't mind it. I kind of liked it, but like a lot of people were like, yo, this thing look mad corny. But yeah.
It was a very corny time for Common during that time, bro.
And then he takes some time off. He regroups, and then he links up with Kanye. And Kanye laces him with banger after banger on B, yo. Like,
this is facts.
Bro, the beats, and the thing is, like, listening back to it now, they're not the most dexterous beats. They're not like, they're not super layered, like a lot of times it's just like a sample that's like clearly driving the beat. There's not an awful lot of like complicated or complex, musicality to it. It's just Kanye like finding dope samples, dope chops, dope loops for Common to get off on, and Common got the fuck off. And B, to this day, I'm like, that's a fucking classic to me. You know what I mean? And then from there, they re-up, they spun back around for Finding Forever. I don't think it was quite as good as B, but they still did their thing. I think Finding Forever actually had some of Common's biggest hits, and then Common's acting career took off, right? So that transition from Electric Circus, where it was like he was really experimental creatively, like we didn't know what was going to happen to him next. He could have easily just fallen off and become just a relic in hip hop, but then he, did a 180. B, Finding Forever, his acting career took off, and now he's a superstar.
What was the stats on that, Sin?
The stats?
The difference between the two.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. I didn't really look up.
I ain't gonna lie. He need to rap more, because the acting shit, that nigga's like the worst, man. Oh my god, that man, he acts like a wooden plank, bro.
Yeah,
every role he's ever had is the same.
I will not argue against that.
He's been in some big roles, though.
Who's a better actor, Common or Nas? Let's.
Wow,
I'm going Common.
Incredible.
Or Jay-Z. Or Jay-Z.
Jay is the worst out of all of them.
You better go handle that.
Jay realized that early and was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Someone like that's the only shit he did is stay pop, bro.
Yeah, I remember commenting John Wick. I'm like, bro, don't give him any speaking roles. Just let him just move around. Don't say nothing, bro. Oh my god, terrible. Go ahead, Mace. What's good?
I like those picks, fellas. I like those picks. With me, my best follow-up after a flop, I'm gonna go with Future DS2. Following up Honest. When Future came onto the scene with Pluto, Like Magic with T.I., Tony Montana with Drake, he was featured everywhere. He was rocking with Diddy. He was on an upward trajectory. He started feeling himself a little bit. He got with Ciara. He came out with Honest. That's the whole era that Jobs erased out of his mind when I threw up the Kanye song in the chat. And he was like, what was that? That's that whole era that we try to forget. And
Future.
Everything from Tony Montana to DS2, throw it out, bro. Throw it out. It doesn't count.
So, that's the whole era that and not only that, but also in that time when Future when he came out, he was the hottest in Atlanta. He dropped Honest. The Migos got hotter than him. Young Thug came out on the scene getting hotter than him. He was kind of losing his standing. So DS2 not only solidified his place in the game up until this day, it's his highest selling album. It's his best album. You know, it's one of the modern classics to me. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm gonna have to give Future his flowers. I think DS2 having your best album after literally having your worst album in your catalog, I'm gonna go with that as the best follow-up after a Fly person.
That's tough, Mace.
Not
I like
bad,
that.
Not bad. Yeah. Unexpected pick from Mace, but he's absolutely right because we didn't look at Future through the lens that we look at him through now before DS2 dropped. I remember the first time I heard, what was it, Trap Niggas? Satellite radio, once again. I had Trap Niggas spinning in my car at least for like 3 months before it blew up because they got the drop. And I'm like, Future, wow. Because that's not what, he never sounded like that anywhere else prior to that album. It was like he had a whole sound change, smoothed it out, it had a little more drip. It wasn't part of that crappy sound that we talked about during New York Bias where hip hop went from one thing to being South and kind of a sound that we didn't appreciate up top. Like this sound was, I used to say like DS2, you could have put a rapper from any region on DS2 and he wouldn't have sounded out of place on that. He found a great balance. So that's a dope pick. But for me, my pick, I guess, I'm going to go with Hov. You know, I haven't been wearing the cape for a couple of months, so I felt like today's the best day to put the cape back on. And I got to say, it's the Black Album because we saw what Blueprint 2 was. Okay. We know what was going on during Blueprint 2 with the beef and the city kind of turning their back on Jay. Nas taking the victory lap. You know what I'm saying? Major Look was ringing off everywhere and the remix happened. I think there was a joint that Nas collaborated with Murder Inc. that There's No Me Without You joint, and it was like, the pledge, he might be on Murder Inc. now. Like Nas was really running the fucking town. You know what I'm saying? 2002, late 01 throughout 2002 into 03, it was Nas, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like credit, even if Blueprint 2 did sell 4 million records, is because he put a lot of commercial joints on that. Sure Look what he led with. He led with the joint with Beyonce. And I think what was it was another record on there for Blueprint 2 that was wild, like corny that I couldn't stand. Can't remember right now.
Excuse me, Miss.
There's a couple joints on there.
When I say corny, I mean you could tell that he was reaching for a specific audience. It wasn't 96 through 01 who had both feet clearly planted in the street. This guy was clearly trying to move units with that album. This was as close to a Drake album as you can get from a Jay-Z. And the streets received it so poorly that we got Blueprint 2.1, where he streamlined Blueprint 2 and gave us the shit we wanted and threw a couple of other joints on there. I think it was that Stop record with the LL sample on there. Tried to get back more street. So with the Black Album, with the full retirement, it was like the sound went closer back to what we had got on Blueprint 1, a sound that kind of made him even more of a legend in the game. And it was, you could argue, some people call it a classic. Like, to me, it's a few short songs short of a classic. Like, there's a couple of joints in it that I always say I'll take off.
Justify My Thug gotta go.
Yes, Justify My Thug.
Classic, though,
and as much as y'all hate me for it, my first song, I've never liked that song.
Me either.
You know what I'm saying? I felt like the other issue that I had with the Black Album was the track listing. It was a few songs. I feel like What More Can I Say should have went last. You know what I'm saying? I've always had that gripe with that album. But as far as critical song for song moments on that was a great bounce back. Like the promo saying you're retiring, the music, that was his first step away from the air quote beef with Nas. Like no one was talking about Nas when the Black Album dropped. It was about the music. It was about the retirement. It had nothing to do with whatever happened in 2002. So for my pick, it has to be the Black Album. That was a fire album. And I think that was the first S. Carter album as he moved away from the Rockefeller era.
Yeah, man. I can see that. I have a few honorable mentions, and I had Jay-Z on here, but not for that transition.
I already know what you're going to say. That was my backup. I already know.
The American Gangster.
Yeah.
That was a big blow up, bro. That was a big blow up.
That was.
Because Kingdom Come ain't it. Oh, my God.
Yo, and the revisionists, they hard at work. They've been hard at work trying to make Kingdom Come a solid project. They be like, yo, you know, we didn't really appreciate it when it came out, but now listening back to it like 15 years later, fuck out of here.
That's a favorite move. If there's a Jay-Z album when they use that hot garbage line, it didn't age well. If there's a Hov album that didn't age well, it's Kingdom Come, bro. There's nothing to stand on. I think when it's Jay-Z shows, does he even perform anything outside of maybe Show Me What You Got? from Kingdom Come? Like, and
I
show me
don't
what you
think
got.
so.
And I don't think he even does.
The joint with maybe the joint with Just at the Beat. I will be maybe that.
Kingdom Come barely.
No,
I've never seen that.
I've never seen that performance. I've never seen Show Me What You Got.
Beach Chair don't get no love. Dig a Hole don't get no love.
Like Dre was
that's another one. People be trying to prop up Beach Chair like it was some classic Hove cut.
Like, fuck out of here.
Man.
They
be trying hard, bro.
Again, for you revisionists out here, because it's like people love going into a time machine and tweaking shit and acting like we wasn't there, we didn't experience it. This is why I'm always going to be here to tell y'all to fuck out of here. The album wasn't received properly, so much so that he had to make American Gangster. The reason we got American Gangster is because of what Kingdom Come wasn't. Okay? Keep that in mind when you go on Twitter and say some bullshit, okay?
And the thing too is like production aside, like he, you know what I mean? It's like when Jordan came back from his first retirement.
Yeah.
Like he was rusty as shit. He couldn't find the pocket right. Like his flow was wonky. Like, come on, man.
That's pretty much that's Hove's Nostradamus, essentially.
Basically, yeah.
The album was so bad. It made me wonder, like, what did you retire for, bro? Because it's like you should have just kept it going. I've honestly, if there's something I've always resented, is that retirement. Like, you fake retired at a point where you was now reaching the peak of your abilities. You've always been nice, but Jay was now starting to hit like, all right, this dude is super good. Like, where you going? Why would you retire now? Why is Rockefeller splitting up? Why are you now with these state property dudes? Like, why? Like, that was really stupid, Jay. Imagine me, my broke ass telling a billionaire it was stupid. But if there was one decision, that I could never get with,
it worked. It was
the retirement, bro. I resent it to this day.
Oh man, I'm going in the chat right now. I see some good picks in here. I'm mad. I just glossed right over this one. The Fugees, the score. Because their first album was
blunted off reality.
A lot of people would think the score was their debut album. No one talks about that.
My dog is being so annoying. He literally pulled the earphones out of my ears right now.
Sin, I thought your pick,
man.
Wow.
Sin, I thought your pick was gonna be Only Built for Cuban Links 2 after Lex Diamonds. That's what I thought your pick was gonna be.
Well, see, so I have that in my honorable mentions too, but yeah, I was thinking about that. But I think that Common Electric Circus to be
I wasn't mad at that.
Bro, there was so many people in the underground hip hop community, because again, at the time Common was still, in the underground space. There was so many people that were upset with that album, bro. They were like, yo, what happened to the Common that I knew? And blah, blah, like these beats ain't in, like Erykah Badu hasn't turned out. Like it was crazy. Like there was so much vitriol towards that album. And again, like to me, I like it, but like there was a lot of people that hated that shit. So when B came out, and Common said it himself, like, you thought the crochet pants and the sweaters was whack, got with Kanye, now they say he's back, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. But the score after damn, what was the first?
Blended on Reality.
Blended on Reality.
On Reality, yeah.
Yeah, Blended on Reality. Like nobody paid attention to that album whatsoever. And then all of a sudden they come back and sell like 5 million units.
Shout out to Jeray. You remember we had a conversation about this on the pod like a long time ago. We talked about this. The whole. She mentioned that as like an album.
Yeah.
Praised, and everybody just looked at her like she was crazy. Shout out to Jeray, man.
Shout out to Jeray. I'm surprised nobody picked King's Disease 1 after Nasir.
That's also on my list. That's on my list.
That's a good pick.
Kanye failed Nas so bad with that album, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You would have thought that would have been a good connection, man.
Bro.
I don't know what happened there.
15 years too late.
That was a bad era for Kanye. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. Only thing that good came out of it was Pusha joint.
That's it. He wasn't lacing nobody but Pusha. Not even himself.
Let me shout people out. Let me use their name. So who was it that said the score?
We do that for Volume 1 and Volume 2, essentially.
If you want to count Volume 1 as a official flop, because
Volume 2 was like enormous.
Yeah,
I would say Volume 1 was a critical flop coming off of Reasonable, because people wanted more of that Reasonable energy. Then he kind of leaned into that bad boy sound a little bit.
That's a pick.
That's a good pick.
Touch 182 said the score. Shouts to Touch 182. I had also seen, let me find it in here. Touch 182 again 2 for 2. He said Mobb Deep, the infamous after Juvenile Hell. Everybody forgets about Juvenile Hell. That was
Juvenile Hell got some.
That was. Did he always throw?
Juvenile Hell is fire, but it ain't.
It was.
You know what I mean?
He's always throwing the fucking.
It's always got some songs that take me back to a time.
Juvenile
some joints,
name a joint over Juvenile Hell besides Hit It From the Back.
J Legs, salute for the super chat.
Exactly. That's literally the only thing that you was thinking about.
Who said it?
I hate you, Sid.
DJ Lot picked 444 after Magna Carta, but I'm willing to die on that hill forever. Magna Carta is a good album, and y'all fronted on it. I'm dying on that hill forever.
Also,
bro.
I take that before I take 444.
And 444 was just not that good. I don't care what nobody says. Is there anybody in this table that likes 444 Mace? I don't think we've ever heard from you, Mace, about 444.
444 is boring. Nah, I don't like 444 that much. But Magna Carta, Magna Carta has some high highs and some low lows.
That's why I fuck.
You know what it is? Jay is just so good that his bad music still sounds good, but when you look at it in terms of Jay's catalog, it's bad.
Nah, they was complaining about him using certain ad libs too much on Magna Carta. No one ever complained about those songs. He kept saying he said
on
too much.
And
Twitter was trying to tear that ad lib up. I ain't forget.
And I stand on Blueprint 3 being a great album, to be honest. I love Blueprint 3
to be like,
yeah, bro. So
shout out to you, Mace.
I hate Blueprint 3, man.
I love Blueprint 3. The hits are hits, nigga.
When they tell me I'm a belligerent Jay-Z fan, y'all don't know me, bro. I don't like Blueprint 3. I don't like 444. I don't like much of post-retirement Jay. I love American Gangster. Fine. I love Magna Carta. That's it. And the joint he did with Jay Elect, the joint with Jay Elect, which is damn near his album, is on my list of post-retirement Hove bangers. Everything else outside of the feature Hove after his retirement, amazing. But the albums, it could go either way.
All right, Touch 182 is 2 for 3 because he said Supreme Clientele, which is crazy.
After Iron Man?
After Iron Man.
What?
Bro. In turn, you know what it is?
Bro, people go back and forth.
Supreme Clientele got so many of them. That's what I think Ghost found his footing where he could really do the street shit and get commercial at the same time. It was like a beautiful balance. So
but Iron Man is not a flop in any.
It's not. It's not. It just makes
it's like saying life after death.
What about the stats? Maybe he's saying this as a statistical flop.
The streets to the. It was more of a kind of more glittery than Iron Man.
I refuse, man. That's not eligible for me.
Come on, bro. It was hitting, bro.
Nigga Deanie singing a lot this morning.
And Henny's still hitting me from the baby shower.
Yeah, nigga. Hit my car too. Shit.
Triborough Gigolo. Shout out to that name.
Wow.
Said, hello, Cool J. Mama said knock you out. That's a good pick, but he said it was after Walking with a Panther, which I don't think it was after that one. It was after.
It was after 14 shots. Yeah, it was after 14 shots.
And people was mad about that album. At the time, I wasn't really paying that much attention to LL, but I remember the singles. The singles was kind of hidden, but people said that the album was trash.
Yo, Mace, get ready to put your cape on, bro.
What happened, bro?
James Price made a point that I've been making for about 10 to 15 years now. 10 to 12 years.
Easy.
Lil Wayne, 500 Degrees to the Carter 1. No rapper in history
has made that type of jump.
Level of a leap without an assisted pen. Shout out to Gilly. Thank you, James Price. You don't know how you made my day today.
Listen. He was rapping better on Carter 2 than he was on Carter 1.
That's first off. That sonic level,
that's first off,
or skill level leap, bro. No way, bro.
And where's Gilly's Rookie of the Year then? What we got for Gilly?
Like Chris Brown said on Drink Champs, some people can write and other people can perform it. It is what it is.
No, I'm bugging. Triborough Gigolo just corrected me. I'm thinking of Mrs. Smith in my head. Mrs. Smith came out after 14 shots to the dome. Mama said knock you out was after Walking Like a King. He right.
Mr. Smith was fire.
Not bad, Triborough. Shouts to your name again, man. That's a hell of a name.
James Price for the win. Lil Wayne is a whole fraud.
Here we go.
Y'all call a fraud the GOAT. Imagine that, bro.
Gilly the kid.
Shout out to Jay Mills. Shout out to Corey Gunner.
Shout
out to Gilly. Shout out to Drake, all the people over the years who has assisted Wayne's pen, but y'all want to tell me he's GOAT. Cut it out. Cut it out. He's got nothing to say.
Had to sound like a New York nigga.
Nah, I gotta see the actual.
Shout out Jewels. Shout out Jimmy.
I'm looking for Gilly's discography. This is all I'm looking for. I'm trying to find a Gilly record.
That's not a valuable argument.
Yeah,
ghostwriting don't got nothing to do with that, bro. You reaching?
I'm reaching. Gilly was reaching.
Gilly wrote it.
That's that Wayne defense mechanism
kicking in.
Wayne
Waterman chain in the video. It ain't no.
But what about the fact that he was rapping better afterwards?
BB Belt Nation.
He gave him the blueprint. And then once he got it, honestly, Wayne had like a 4-year window where he sounded like a New York dude. After that, it was some bullshit metaphors where
I kick it like Liu Kang.
How much times did he kick? No, don't get me started today.
Is that the era? That's the era. That's the era where you tell me Corey Guns was writing for him. Is that era?
Nah, that was definitely in the a Millie era.
Yeah,
when he was writing for him.
All that pen is assisted to this day.
to this day. Now it's Mac Main writing for.
That's why I shit garbage now. You know what I
mean? Kid.
Let's see. T Davis.
Yo, I'm on your head, James. When I get to you, bro.
That's T Davis. He says Infinite after. I'm sorry. The Slim Shady LP after Infinite. I don't know.
We can't count like their first underground album.
I've never counted Infinite as an actual Eminem album. I mean, technically it's an album. I guess we count it the same way we count Juvenile Hell or or Jizz's first album. What the fuck was Jizz's first album? I don't know, but that shit was trash.
Wasn't that Genius? Was I think the second one. Liquid Swords.
No, Liquid Swords was the second one. He had one where he got signed the first time. I don't remember but I don't know. I guess we could count, but it was so literally nobody knew about that Infinite album. After Slim Shady came out, and then they went back and listened to it. So I don't know. I don't know if I count Infinite. The same way that people want to count Section 80 as Kendrick Lamar's first album. For the longest time, everybody said it was a mixtape. All of a sudden, it's the first album.
Yeah,
it was a mixtape for the longest.
You would have to take exclusive audio footage before you take Lord's Willin' from the clips. You can't take them little first intro.
Brian G says Jim Jones on my way to church to Diary of a Summer. That's a good pick because the first album was a little shaky.
Words from the Genius. Thank y'all. Yeah, Words from the Genius. That was just his first album.
I got an honorable mention, y'all.
Come do me.
I got one for specifically for Sincere.
What's up?
I'm gonna say damn after To Pimp a Butterfly. You know what I mean? Damn is the apex. The apex.
Jesus.
Damn was a star-making performance.
Good.
Mega star. Damn gave him the crown. To Pimp a Butterfly had people scratching their head like, what the fuck was nigga
Martin
talking
Luther
about?
Kendrick took over.
Jarvis just here to troll us all today. That's clearly his he just trying to get at
gotta love
Ain't
it,
no
though.
way, man.
Gotcha.
Ain't no way. Y'all gonna be mad at me. I'm not saying To Pimp a Butterfly is Illmatic. But if we're not doing it was written, we're not doing it was written after Illmatic. We're not doing
exactly
after To Pimp a Butterfly.
We should do an inverse of this. We talk about the dopest album, and then the next album was doodle. We should do it.
That's a lot of those.
That would be hilarious.
Right. That list would be endless.
Damn. Somebody had mentioned Cannabis 2000 BC after the first Cannabis. Both of them shits was flops. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, come on,
that's not really
Cannabis ain't never dropped a worthy album.
DJ Lot once again says Paper Trail and T.I. versus T.I.P. Paper Trail was a fire. That was T.I.'s last great album. I would say was Paper Trail.
Yeah.
Which one was before King?
Wasn't that Urban Legend?
Yeah.
I mean, you can say that too then.
Urban Legend is his best album, bro.
Exception wise, though, I'm talking about that's. But as far as stats, King blew that shit out the water, did it not?
You got a contemporary classic versus stat sales. That's what I'm saying. You kind of confusing the argument now, Dini.
I'm just saying, but that was good music on King too, though. King was fire, bro.
That's not a Urban Legend.
That's more of like a natural progression, I think.
Right? Yeah. Like, what are you doing, bro?
You know what I want to throw into the conversation here?
What?
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy after 808s and Heartbreaks. How we feel about that? Because people wasn't. I mean,
808s.
Oh yeah, over
the fire ass album.
Over the years, people have come around to 808, and we like the influence it had on the game is undeniable. But at the time, people were not happy with Kanye starting to sing and all these 808 beats with no samples on them. People was upset. I was upset.
That sounds like the bro. Besides the singing, the argument you laid out sounds like the argument for It Was Written.
I feel like the boom bap heads
that people didn't like it. You said people came out to it. People are finally coming around to the influence. They finally saying how great it was when it came out. Niggas wasn't really. They was kind of upset about it. You know what I mean? But so I wouldn't really put it in that.
I could see that. And he sold Crazy Units on it. So it's the I don't know if we could call it a flop, but
But is it a good?
I'm caping for it. I'm caping for it because it's a classic for me. So
Heartless was everywhere. Fucking NBA, amazing. Ended up being like the NBA's fucking theme song and shit.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
But was it a good influence?
But then Dark Twisted Fantasy. Hey, listen, we can have that conversation. I'm not bad at that convo at all.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Everybody all of a sudden like giving up on samples and making whack 808 beats. Like
we would have not had a lot of artists if not for that album, bro. That album generated a lot of artists.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
For better or worse.
Very true. So Sin, you had threw something in the chat yesterday about 4 albums to pick. Which was the best sophomore album? Do we want to touch that?
Sure, why not? We got time.
Let the people know.
Let me go dig it back up. So somebody had thrown this tweet up. I found it an interesting question because usually when people compare albums on Twitter, it's like they're such bad comparisons. Like there's such a clear better one or a clear winner out of their comparisons that it's like, come on, bro. Like, or they'll be from like two like such different eras that it's like it makes no sense comparing them. But I found this one to be interesting, and they are from different eras. But I still, this was tough. I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, damn, what do I pick? This Twitter user was like, which is the best sophomore album out of these 4? Life After Death, by Biggie, obviously, of course. Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. So again, we'd have to consider Good Kid, Mad City being his sophomore after Section 80. So we'll just assume that that's what we're calling it. Nas, It Was Written, or Kanye West, Late Registration.
And they want us to put it in order.
And we're supposed to rank them. That's what it was. Yeah.
Rank them.
Like best to worst.
I'm gonna throw it out there. Late Registration's the clear 4 to me.
The clear
number 4.
Clear number
at the bottom.
Yeah, clear at the bottom. Clear number 4 on this list. Okay. Can we start from there?
I take it.
Everybody agree with that one?
Yeah. I'm like one of the first. I'm one of the few people who don't think that the first 2 albums were as good as they say it was.
What do you mean?
I feel that way about Late Registration.
Kanye's first 2 albums. Yeah. Copy. Late Registration 4th, man, that's tough for me to do that.
Late Registration 4th.
I might agree on that.
Nas is on it. It was written. Late Registration.
Good Kid, Mad City could come at 4 though. It's not impossible for him to come 4 with Kanye.
Good Kid, Mad City. Yeah. I'm gonna put some respect on Ye. I'm gonna put Ye 3.
I got Good Kid. I got Good Kid as Kendrick's best album. So I wouldn't put that number 4.
I got Damn as the best.
Same Diddy. Damn Diddy. That's what you got from him. Still number 4 on the list.
Damn is his magnum opus.
On them.
Copy that, dude. Copy that.
I'm gonna repeat it for the viewers. Biggie, we're debating Biggie, Life After Death. Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, Nas, It Was Written, and Kanye West, Late Registration as sophomore albums. Which sophomore album is the best and rank them?
Where Kendrick is definitely 4th upon further review. Kendrick is 4th. Sorry, no.
Kendrick is 4th.
4th.
I can't see that either. I might.
What are you putting Good Kid above?
I might do a tie for third.
Nah,
I can't even
go
Good Kid, Mad City, and Registration a tie for third.
No, it's not. Late Reg better than Good Kid, bro. Stop.
Nah,
you know that.
Good Kid above Late Reg.
So Sin, you literally lived it. You were there for Late Reg. It spoke to you.
Of course. Yeah. Good Kid, Mad City didn't.
Not the way that Late Reg did.
Nah, Late Reg is not above Good Kid,
but
bro.
It had. Nah. What's that song?
If Dan was on there, Dan would be number one on the list.
Gold Digger's on Late Registration, bro. As far as we're talking about hits.
Hey, listen, don't talk to me about Gold Digger. Gold Digger does not sway my
Diamonds.
Gold Digger doesn't sway my opinion.
We made you. Come on,
Gold Digger. Honestly, I
Touch the Sky with Lupe.
I will go on record and
Diamonds
say
classic records.
Gold Digger is probably Kanye's worst single.
Drive Slow?
No, it's not, bro. Gold
Digger did not age well, bro. Like that shit does not do it.
It don't have to age well. It had the impact it was supposed to have.
No, bro. I understand, but I listen to it now and I fucking cringe. I don't like that song.
Drive Slow is an all-timer. Shout out Paul Wall, bro.
GLC.
Bugging. Good Kid is fourth, bro.
That's wild. Hold on.
I mean, the production is clearly superior on Late Reg, but the marriage of production and lyrics is too superior on Good Kid, in my opinion.
Okay,
it's a beautiful album.
Narrative arc.
I'm still going with Kanye.
Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, Money Trees.
What song on
Sing About Me? Sing About Me is a fucking masterpiece.
They're great songs, bro.
Late Reg
have the lasting power.
Late Reg though.
What are you talking about, yo?
Late. What do you mean?
No, I'm talking about Dini.
The lasting power,
bro.
That these Kanye songs
don't have lasting power, bro.
As these Kanye songs.
Talking about
as these Kanye joints,
bro. Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. Yeah. That's not a
great song.
The Recipe. Oh, that was a bonus song. Whatchamacallit? Poetic Justice with Drake?
Fire. Nobody's saying that the record. I love that album, bro. But I'm telling you, this Kanye joint hit a little harder.
All I know is after Damn Drop, nobody cared about Good Kid anymore, bro. You know what I mean?
After Dark Twisted Fantasy, nobody cared about Late Registration no more.
Now
that's a fair argument too.
That's
a fair argument
too. The art of peer pressure is crazy.
Right.
This is storytelling on this album is.
Yeah. Y'all hear that flap? You hear that sound? That's his K flapping really loud right now.
Bro.
You don't even go this hard for Nas, bro.
Because everybody. I mean, I've had years and years, decades of going hard for Nas. Like it's, you know what I mean.
Only on YouTube do they doubt him.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
because he does this.
Yeah, I forgot. Gone with Remember that Gone with Killer was fire.
Yeah.
All right, so then let's move on from this. So Kendrick had the death, and it was written.
Kendrick at 4, Kanye at 3.
Yeah. Nas 2, big one.
Nas 2, big one, but I still got Kenny over here. Not a big clear one, bro. Come on now, big and clear one.
The people of Gotham got Good Kid 4th, damn near unanimous. I only seen one person put it like 3rd. I guess we gotta go.
Somebody put it was with Brian G.
Yeah,
it was written at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at that, Brian G.
I've seen Tribal Juggalo got it was written 1. Ken Amo got it was written 1 as well. Am I saying your name right? Ken Amoa? Is it Amoa or Amo? I don't know. You know what I mean? You just can't.
It was written is better than Life After Death.
Shaky.
Let's talk about it. Come on, guys.
That's shaky.
Oh no, man. Late Registration have Roses.
Come on. I love Nas too.
Brian G said it was written has more replay value.
Bring me down. No. Roses was fire. I'm bugging. Roses was fire.
It's an easier listen.
Randy.
Nas himself would tell you that was some bullshit, man.
Nas would say that.
Addiction was trash.
Nas would tell you that's bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Nah, Life After Death is a clear number 1. Clear.
Like that shouldn't even be debatable. Like, come on, guys. Life After Death. The greatest double album in hip hop history. Like, come on. Okay? Knock it off today. It's Sunday. It's a holy day. Let's knock it off. Okay?
Doing the Lord's work.
Oh man,
that was that.
Good shit, y'all.
We might have to debate that one day. Kanye versus Kendrick, like Late Reg versus Good
Let's
Kid.
debate that one day. Facts.
We're gonna have to talk about
debate.
Listen, we got to spin back on Illmatic versus It Was Written one more time for the heads. Because when we did it some time ago, but you know,
we have a whole
lot of our
viewers
and listeners wasn't around for that.
And we don't have
go back and look at it, but like,
and we don't have an idiot on the panel saying "Black Girl Lost" is just an okay song. The Marvel bullshit that nigga was saying that had us all looking crazy at the table.
Yeah, man.
If I Rule the World was terrible.
Yo, people comment on that post yelling at him to this day. It was he said "If I Rule the World" was an okay song.
Okay,
Shut the fuck up, bro.
Boy,
that was his last episode.
I remember that one, boy.
Fuck, nigga, get me tight. Like who says that shit? Like it's just okay. You know what I mean? Fuck out.
My It Was Written Cape will be on for that episode.
Oh yeah, you and me both. Once again, coming in like the world tag team champions.
The Hardy Brothers.
Shotboro Gigolo says It Was Written was a better mafioso album than Life After Death.
Life After Death wasn't a mafioso album.
That's what I'm saying, man.
They got already left
see the caveats niggas have to give.
It Was Written was a real clean, easy listen though, straight through. Like
Marlon Varnell says All Eyes on Me is better than Life After Death. We'll have that discussion at some point. That should be,
nah, don't make me have to have that conversation.
That should be.
Nah, don't make me have to have
both
that
amazing albums, but Mace, you agree? With that.
It's okay.
Nah, I do not agree with that. I'm a Pac fan and I don't agree with that. That's why y'all gonna make me have to argue that. Like, come on now.
Listen, you lost your OVO stamp. You're going
my Thug Life tattoo is getting up. It's Thug Life tat is
out of here.
Now. Shit.
Listen. When Scary Hours 3 drop, OVO Mace gonna be back. Don't worry. We waiting on
sure.
that.
With the cape on and the owl right there, bro.
But how you feel about him dancing with the Backstreet Boys though? Kind of proving our point that he don't want to rap.
Man, yeah, it's really killing me, man. It's really killing me, but that's what
Justin Bieber in them, man. Shout out to Demi.
But what about his auntie, Deanie? What about his auntie, bro?
Yeah. It's fucking over, bro. We might have to disqualify Drake from all rap discussions. But
I already did. I don't understand.
I am holding.
Scary Hours.
There you go. I'm holding on to a little hope for Scary Hours. I'm hoping it's more.
Scary Hours is only gonna be. It's only gonna be 3 songs. That's what I'm saying. So it's not even. Yeah. He only dropped 2. The first one only had 2 songs. The second one had 3.
That's the one that I love, Baby and
we might have to give y'all a whole tape after the response to this album.
Yeah, man.
Although you need your passport, just so you know. You know what I mean? If you don't like the Drake album, your passports don't have enough stamps. Don't forget
Drake shit got me so upset. It got me listening to More Life. Like, yo, I didn't appreciate this shit when it dropped. Like,
y'all think Chris Brown has a lot of stamps on his passport? Because he was on Drink Champs and he basically said the album wasn't good without saying it. You know what I'm saying? And he has a lot of stamps on his passport.
Yo,
he said his favorite song is A Drink with 21, which was kind of loud for me.
And it's the last.
That means that a lot of cocaine, and that's cocaine music, they said.
Yo, he got that. His Bobby Brown jaw is developing crazy.
Come on now. Bro. He would know.
Man. The slur.
Crazy.
He would know.
Breezy,
what if Drake,
slander.
What if the purpose of this album is for people to go back to some of his lesser albums and be like, oh, this wasn't that bad?
Nah, bro. Your original hypothesis was the right one. He wasn't ready to put this album out, got the drop that Beyonce had a monster hit waiting, so he wanted to get in front of it. Because I hear her song everywhere. Every social media post, male or female, is using that song right now, bro. Russell Westbrook just dropped a video with that song in the background. You know what I mean? Like, she already won again.
He's like one of many artists that had a dancey kind of rec thing. Chris Breezy dropped some, Beyonce dropped some, so he's just trying to beat the trend.
If Chris Brown do a house album, it will blow Drake shit out the water right now, bro.
Hell yeah.
I mean, anyway, folks, I think we good here. We chopped it up with the people. I like the picks. Chat active as usual. Shout out to y'all, everybody who pulled up. Love, J Lex, salute for the super chat. We appreciate y'all. And again, if you haven't tapped in, I see some faces here who wasn't here on Tuesday when we dropped. New York Bias 2 is out right now. That's episode 49. Make sure you check it out. We also dropped a segment specifically discussing if Nas and Griselda brought the New York sound back from New York Bias 2. That's also out right now. So make sure you pull up. We got some content out there. Tap in with us, fuck with us. And again, we have the Cash App. Feel free to donate to our Cash App. We got the hats on deck. If you want to order, again, just email us. We're working on a website right now, but in the meantime, email us. We'll set your order up and get that out to you as well. So get your merch. You know what I mean? And fuck with us.
Real quick. Rest in peace to Jalen Walker. Fuck the police. That's it.
Oh, facts.
60
shots. The fuck is going on, bro? Babylon. Doing Babylon things.
Crazy.
90 shots, bro. Y'all. Wow. For no reason.
Peace.